still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, first and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. It is a Victory Monday edition. Technically, we had one of those after Cincinnati. It was Labor Day. It was a holiday. It was like 4 or 5 days later. So technically, it was a Victory Monday. But this is the first one that really feels like a Victory Monday. Less than 48 hours removed from Nebraska, curb stomping Akron. All right. Yep, you guessed it. We got a loaded show. We got 5 clips we're going to play today. Some of them do date back to last week. All right, got to get caught up on some of those. We got rid of the outdated ones. Hopefully, you'll enjoy the ones we are going to play. I think you will. Matt Rule's got a press conference today. That's usually hour 2. We'll get into reacting to what his press conference, what he has to say at the press conference. They've been a little bit delayed sometimes getting those started. It's not a complaint, just is what it is. So we will get to that reaction as soon as we can, is all I'm saying. Lots of stuff to talk about. Final thoughts on the Akron game. What does it mean? Are we national champs? Should we just crown us now after the sky was falling after the Cincinnati game? By the way, we won both games. Just saying. I said last offseason. I mean, it was a random statement that I made. It might have been like February or March. I only said it once on this show. But I remember you stared at me because I don't think you believed me. But I said, I'm not going to overreact on Mondays this year. Like, my goal is to not treat every game like it's the Super Bowl. Do you remember me saying that at one point last week?
Yeah, that's a good thought.
Okay. And you looked at me with so much doubt. You doubted me, doubting Thomas, doubting Jake, doubted me. I think I've done better. It's hard when you care and you're passionate and it means so much to you. And you only guarantee 12 games a year. Like, this isn't like baseball, softball, basketball, where you're going to play a lot more games. Every game means that much more. But I'm doing my best not to overreact. I have taken the approach a little bit more this year, and I did it in the past, but a little bit more this year. If I'm going to observe, and take away tidbits here and there, rather than definitive conclusions, which I never really did before, at least until we were halfway through the season. Then you can become a little bit more definitive. I'm going to observe and take away observations, and we're going to learn more, and I'm going to observe more and more each and every week going forward. So we're going to talk about, what does this Akron win mean? A shutout, over 700 yards of total offense, 68 frickin' points. The second, third, and fourth stringers went in, and really I couldn't tell a difference, which is great. I forget the exact number. I want to say like 108 players played the game. It was over 100. A lot of guys got in. The one guy who didn't get in was Archie Wilson, which is a good thing. You know, if you saw his parents' interview during the game, I felt bad for them because they flew 9,200 miles and want to watch their son play. I got the feeling like, it's only his second American football game ever. So I think they were kind of like, we've been told it's a good thing when he doesn't get in. We don't really understand why, because we really just want to see him play. That was kind of the feeling I got. Like, it's supposed to be a good thing, but we want to watch our son play. But it's a good thing when the punter's parents are getting more airtime than the punter himself. I think that's a good thing. But our full thoughts, full takeaways from the Akron game, react to Matt Rule's press conference in hour 2. All right, hour 1 of the Adam Carriker Show is sponsored by Hamilton Telecommunications, bringing you the latest in quality technology and communication services since 1901. That's darn near 125 years, darn near 125 years, ladies and gentlemen. Learn more about their residential and business services at hamiltontel.com. That's hamiltontel.com. All right, Jake. What was your, because I don't think you've expressed it publicly yet. You got Bach in the black shirt after this, but our show's first, so you're going to share first here. T. Farley does a great job. I will say this. Like, little things matter to me. So I was pretty sick last week. I was out most of last week. Not a whole lot of people called me. It wasn't anything traumatic, But Terrell Farley was one of the only person from the ticket here who picked up the phone and called me. Now, I texted with you and DP to let you know if I'd be here or not. So I forgive you for not calling to see if I was okay. You already knew. But Terrell Farley's like, man, you doing all right? And it was like 11:30, so I think he was like listening to the show and I wasn't in. He's like, oh, it's like Thursday. He's like, are you okay? How you doing, man? And I appreciated that. That meant a lot.
He's a good guy.
He is a good dude. For everyone else who didn't call me, we are now mortal enemies for life. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Jake. So you're going to express it here first. What's your initial thoughts after curb stomping a not great Akron team 68-0?
Well, it's just fantastic in almost every other way. I think if you would have scripted this, I don't know how you would have scripted it much better. It was just, it was great all along the way. Obviously, I guess the fumble, the missed fourth down, that's being very nitpicky for a 68-0 shutout. I mean, just crossed off a lot of things off the list here. Dylan Raiola's 300-yard game, obviously the shutout, like I was talking about, special teams made an impact. It's just a lot of what Nebraska needed to see. They saw here, and it gives you a legitimate hope that they took that step forward. Was Akron a very good team? Not necessarily, but how have Nebraska teams dealt with not very good teams in the last several years? Heck, they lost to Northwestern. That was the only game win they had all year in 2021. So, and obviously we know, struggles against, losses to Georgia Southern. I mean, there's different ones you can go over the years. But this is how it's supposed to look. I mean, when we were predicting this game, we were deciding, Akron, we told it this is going to be tough for Akron to get on the board, but you kind of thought, well, the ball bounces funny ways that way. And then, I mean, they had a field goal attempt. I mean, they got as close as you could. But to actually get that shutout and then to blow out our expectations of where this offense was going to go with the worry about, they have big play type of guys. I mean, it was just, I just don't know if you could have scripted it any better for Nebraska. Again, you can't win the championship against Akron. But you can take significant strides forward, and that's what Nebraska did.
So not to be nitpicky, but we start 0 for 2 in the red zone. Obviously, there's a lot of good things here. So I'm going to start with, it's like if I'm a coach, after a win, I'm harder on players when I'm coaching them than I am after a loss. It's that if you win like 5 in a row, 8 in a row, 10 in a row, your biggest challenge as a coach isn't a positive mindset, is keeping people motivated. After a loss, and obviously this isn't a loss, but just as general rule speaking, if you have a really hard loss or a few losses in a row or whatever the case may be, your hardest thing as a coach is sometimes keeping people positive. So we're in a situation where I can start with the nitpicky because, well, most people are feeling pretty good. I'm one of them as well, to be clear. But you brought it up. We were 0 for 2 in the red zone to start the game. Fumble at the goal line, trying to get in. I get that. Try to secure that. I don't like that we couldn't get in from the one on the tush push. I mean, not every team is unstoppable, but the Eagles have made it pretty much like a play that I think should be illegal at this point because it's unstoppable for them. And you're like, oh, it's Kelsey at center. No. Cam Jurgens steps in, and they're still unstoppable at the tush push. To me, that's about physicality and low man, and we're significantly bigger than Akron. So I'd like to win those things, but those are things you can improve on. We are nitpicking a bit. The reason I bring it up, we left 12 points on the field. So 68 plus 12, we could have had 80 points, Jake. Just think about that.
I don't know if you would have got the safety if the field position had been different.
We would have made the extra points, so we would have made it up with the extra points. No, we got 80, Jake.
All right,
it's 80.
All right.
I'm actually trying to figure out if that does add up now. No, we would have gotten the 12 for the 2 touchdowns plus the extra points. It would have been 80 because you would have subtracted 2, no safety, but then you had 14. So then 66 plus 14 is 80. Am I mathing correct
No,
here?
you're mathing again.
Am I mathing?
Yeah.
Well, I'm mathing, but am I mathing correctly? I don't know. So that is nitpicking a bit, but I will say this. There is a tendency, I don't want to say tendency, but in the first 2 games, we've seen something that's consistent, which is hopefully doesn't turn into a tendency, which is getting close to the goal line and not being able to punch it in. Okay, obviously we had the false start at the 1-yard line versus Cincinnati. Let's discontinue that trend this weekend and move forward. Okay, move forward because you can't leave 12 or 14 points on the board against teams like Michigan, an improved Michigan State team. All right, again, we're nitpicking a little bit here. Again, it's a lot of positivity, so you start with the nitpicking, and then you go to the positivity. Now, it's funny because you brought up the Ireland game. I'm starting to think teams should not want to play in Ireland. I mean, you talk about that 1-11 season. We were the one in Northwestern's 1-11 season, kind of like Brock Lesnar was the one in Undertaker's 21-1 WrestleMania streak. Oh, just in reverse. I bet like 10 people out there get that reference. The Undertaker was undefeated. He was 21-0 at WrestleMania. Brock Lesnar beat him. So he had 21 wins, 1 loss at the time, 21-1. And then Paul Heyman came out and said, he's the one in 21-1. Well, we are reversed, the 1 and the 1-11 for Northwestern that year. But then you look at what happened to Florida State. They lose in Ireland last year to Georgia Tech. Season, the sky falls completely in on them. You look at Kansas State. They lose this year to Iowa State in Ireland. Eke out a win versus North Dakota. Pay Army over $1 million to come into Manhattan to beat them 24-21 this past weekend. I think games in Ireland should be banned going forward. Or just make sure you win the game, one or the other.
Yeah.
Slip the ref like $1,000 or something like that. Make sure you win that game. All right. By the way, I don't know what my record is from our picks last Friday, but I know it was much better than the Friday before, so I'm going to make sure we talk about that at some point as well. Do you have those picks still? Because you wrote them down.
Yeah, I can pull them up.
All right. We'll get to that in due time. All right. In all seriousness, you want to make sure you're efficient from the red zone. You want to make sure when you get close to that goal line, especially that's twice. Once in the first game, one in the second game, we're on the 1 yard line. We can't get it in. Okay. And of the 3 possessions I just mentioned, we actually walked away with 3 total points, from the fumble to the tush push stop to the false start at the 1 yard line versus Cincinnati. That's 3 possessions, 5 yard line and in, 1 yard line and in on 2 of them. You walk away with 3 points. Got to work on that going forward. But I mean, man, as an overall whole, the question coming into this game, everybody expected the Black Shirts to play well. Like, the Black Shirts in game 1 only gave up 1 explosive play the entire day. 1 play of 15 yards or more, that's it. And it wasn't a run. As much as the run game was leaky, it wasn't a run. Now, if we're dealing in technicalities, they had 1 run of 14 yards. But technically, that's not 15 yards or more, so not an explosive play. Some people define an explosive play as 20 yards or more. Tomato, tomato. Potato, potato. All right. You look at the total points they allowed was 17. And I've said it in a previous show. Every NFL locker room I was in, the goal for holding the opponent underneath a certain amount of points, that point total was 17. So they made that goal. The total yardage you wanted to allow to an opponent, that goal was no more than 275 yards. They allowed 271 versus Cincinnati. So there were things they did well in that first game. Now, there's things we got to work on. I mean, even as well as we played versus Akron, their leading rusher averaged 5 yards per carry still against us. So it was leaky, again, at times. Now, that was versus second, third, fourth stringers, okay, in the second half. But you want to maintain that consistency. But when you drop 68 points, when you have 14 different guys who catch a ball, when your starting running back averages 10 yards per carry, over 700 yards of total offense, we've only done that 5 times in our school's history. You shut the other team out. You have all these things, like haven't scored 68 or more, that type of points since 2012. Haven't had a shutout since 2009. Only 5 times we've dropped over 700 yards of total offense. Like, this is phenomenal stuff. Hey, can our offense be explosive? That was one of the big question marks going into the game. Ooh, Akron, it's only Wyoming, but they held them to 10 points and only 3 points with 5 minutes left to go in the game before the Cowboys scored a late touchdown. Our offense can be explosive. All right, when you look at the stats from this game, we had 4 guys who averaged 8.5 yards per carry or more. And then you look at Emmett, who averaged 10, and Kenneth Williams had 1 carry for 15 yards. So technically, he averaged 15 yards a carry. But when you average 7.4 yards every time you rush the ball, that is explosive. When you look at yards per catch average, not yards per pass attempt, but yards per catch, we averaged 15 yards per reception every time we caught the ball, 15.4 yards. Ja'Cory Barney, 18.9. Isaiah Hunter, 20.5. Isaiah Mosey, 21.7. Mekhi Nelson, out of the backfield, had 3 receptions, 52 yards, 17.3 yards per reception. Quinn Clark, the 1 catch, his first touchdown catch. Keep your eye out for him. It's unfortunate that Janiran Bonner went down, but Quinn Clark is a 6'5 freshman, the son of a former Husker legend, Ken Clark. He honored his dad with his touchdown celebration in the end zone, by the way. All right, keep your eye out for him. So we have all these players. I think it was 11 players that averaged 10 yards or more every time they touched the ball. I would call that explosive, and I would call that explosive beyond just the first string. What are your thoughts there, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I think that was a big part of this too. I mean, is that Nebraska showed their depth in this game, and so they've been talking about it, in the offseason, kind of feeling like you want to get there in year 3, obviously under your coach. And they showed that. And they showed that just about every position here in Nebraska had the advantage. Again, if you kind of, it's Akron, so there's a certain kind of way to look, you don't want to take away everything from this game. I think Nebraska, if you'd have said the top 100 players on the field, I think Nebraska might have had 100 of them. So, I mean, it kind of looked that way, at least in this situation. But that's good, because that would not be the case. In the last decade, again, for Nebraska football, it feels like the depth is coming alive on the offense, certainly on the defense. We saw a lot of guys rotating in and make some special plays. And then the other thing that I just liked about this game in general was that the coaching staff didn't decide, all right, we got the win. Let's just get some guys some playing time and move on. They ran the offense. They with Latif, even with Gramstead out there, they kept kind of throwing the ball around, even with Dylan Raiola. And that's what I said was the key for this game. It's not so much do you beat the point spread, it's do you improve from week to week, right? And do you, in Nebraska's offense, after scoring 20 in week 1, and then, the last couple of years averaging around that, you want to take that step forward. So you want to be able to show that you can do it against legitimate D1 competition, which Akron is. And so I just love the fact that they did not fold it in, say, all right, let's try to just, get out of this game as uninjured as we can and get a few snaps for everybody. They kept playing and kept trying to get better and work on plays that they're going to need against Michigan here in a few weeks.
No, I agree. So immediately what people are going to say, it's Akron. They're not very good. No, they're not very good. That is correct. But I predicted 38-3. And I predicted that because I needed to see our offense be explosive. We had only scored over 40 points twice in the last 15 games. And albeit Akron, they only gave up 10 to Wyoming. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take us to cover because the spread was 34.5. But I'm going to take the under because, well, I didn't trust our offense to be explosive at that point. So I said 38-3. Had they come in and won 38-3, they would have covered. I would have been like, I was right and never stopped talking about that. But I wouldn't have felt like I do today because 68-0 has a different feel to it. It is complete domination, annihilation from your starters to second, third, fourth string. I just quickly mathed again a little bit. I did some more mathing, Jake. We had 22 guys who touched the ball in one way, shape, or form throughout the game, whether it be as a quarterback, a receiver, or running the ball, like in a rushing attempt. So they were getting the ball to a lot of guys. Now, again, the sky wasn't falling after Cincinnati. Oh my gosh, we barely beat a team that we should have beat by double digits. No, we found a way to win a game that we normally would have lost. That means something to me in a game one where you don't have NFL preseason games getting you ready for game one. Now, were there things we needed to work on? Absolutely. It's game frickin' one. Then you go to game two, and now are we all of a sudden national champs to be because we won 68-0? No. What I am going to be consistent about is we need to get better every week. If we walk in here and I don't care what the score is versus Houston Christian, but we clearly have improved in the areas that we need to improve in. And we didn't go backwards in things that we're doing well. Don't take things for granted. All right, don't take for granted that Dylan's completing 77% of his passes and hasn't thrown an INT. And I was chatting with Austin on Saturday before the game, and I'm pretty sure he was joking, but he said it's so serious, I had my doubts. He said something about Nebraska not having a turnover all year. And I said, are you sure? He goes, yeah. And so to this day, he had to have been joking. But I'm like, are you living in a video game fantasy world or what? Like, my point is, at some point, Dylan's going to throw an interception. Like, it's going to happen. Like, there's going to be a fumble. But my point is continuing to win the turnover battle, continuing to be disciplined as a whole when it comes to penalties. We are significantly ahead right now in that department of where we were last year or the year before. Special teams is significantly ahead. Our pass pro looks a lot better so far this year in both games. Our secondary looks really good. So let's keep doing well what we're doing well and just keep getting better in the things we need to improve on. Getting after the quarterback, stopping the run consistently. Okay. The return game looked better. Ja'Cory Barney averaged, let me get the exact number here. I want to say 22 yards per return. I'll get the exact number here in 1 second. 21.8. So 22 yards per return. Had a 39-yarder that was literally one Akron defender away from going to the house. Okay, so the return game looked better. Got to continue to improve in the kickoff return game. But as long as things are looking better, and you can gauge, at least to a degree, how much of it is Nebraska being better versus the opponent being better or not being that good. Like Nebraska clearly got better from week 1 to week 2. Yes, factor in a bad Akron team. Okay. The Zip score, put Zip on the scoreboard. I saw someone tweet that out on Twitter. Okay. For me, though, that's what I'm looking for. Against Houston Christian, do we have to score 69 in order to get better? No. I want to see the kickoff return game look better. We blocked a field goal on Saturday. Hadn't done that in over a year, about 14 games. I think it was UTEP 2024. All right. By the way, let's be honest. I don't think we beat Cincinnati if our special teams aren't better this year. Think about the kicks that Cunanan made, a 52-yarder. Think about the punting and pinning them deep that Archie Wilson did. Now, we didn't have great returns that game, but those aren't things we could have counted on before. A season ago, we may have had a block punt, which may have led to a touchdown, or a missed field goal because of the snap wasn't great. Like, if either one or both of those things happen, like in the bowl game versus Boston College, that's easily 10 points. We wouldn't have won that game. So we are getting better and going in the right direction, regardless of who we're facing or how the game looks as a whole. How does it look at the end? And what's the process of getting better or not getting better? And that's my biggest takeaway from Akron. Nobody can watch that game and say we didn't look better despite the opponent. Is that a fair take? Or is that just, I know I'm sipping the Kool-Aid, but am I chugging it too much? I don't want to chug it yet, but am I chugging it?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that, I think that was kind of the idea. I after that Cincinnati game, everybody, we even had a segment last week of how do you want to feel after that.
That's right. We did. How do you feel?
Right. Well, that's why I don't think there's anybody that could come in here and say, well, this or that. It was just such a great game. Again, nitpick. You can nitpick here and there. The special teams did kick the ball out of bounds on a kickoff for the second straight game. That's going to need to be shored up. So there's still, again, you can nitpick here and there, but as a whole, they crossed so much off the list of what needed to be done in such a long time that it's hard to argue. Okay, now there really is some momentum. All that offseason stuff about Dylan Raiola, Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson's top 3 right now in the Big Ten in rushing. Dylan Raiola's second. Holgerson, that effect, is that going to work? So far, yes. So, everything's just kind of coming together. And again, I don't think there's any other way to feel but ecstatic after that game.
I agree with you. Because I said I want to feel how I should feel after a game like that. That's a bit of a vague response. But because I said that after UTEP last year as well. That's the last time I used that in a similar game, because UTEP was going to be really bad coming into the season. They ended up really bad, and we knew that before we played them. I felt how I should feel afterwards. Saturday, I felt how I should feel and then some. I felt like that's how we should look against a team like that. We have not looked like that against a team like that in too long. We did a lot of things we haven't done in a long time, again, from total yardage to total points to shutting them out, etc. We look better in phases we need to look better in. There's still phases to continue to improve in, from red zone, from the actual kicks on the kickoff to the kickoff return to, again, Akron's leading rusher. Let me see here. Again, I want to be accurate. Sean Patrick had 12 carries, 64 yards. Not a lot of yards, okay, but he had 5.3 yards per carry. But honestly, a lot of that came in the 125-yard run that he had. But I've been a part of a lot of film rooms on a lot of Mondays after Sundays or Sundays after Saturdays where if the other team ran the ball 35 times, man, for 32 carries, they averaged like 1.9 yards per carry, but those other 3 carries were for like 75 yards combined, and that janks up the average. So you got to prevent those leaky plays or those big plays. So there's things to work on. But I feel how I should have felt after that game and then some, because that's how we should look against a team like that. What I was saying earlier, if I walked in here, we won 38-3, I'd have been satisfied with that, but I wouldn't have been. Ecstatic is a strong word. You said ecstatic.
Yeah.
You feel ecstatic. Bad news box.
I think a lot of that might be part of just the not having these type of games, this type of feeling. Yeah. This feels like Husker football. That's what an old, legacy Husker football team would have done to a team like this.
Ecstatic. I think I feel relief and excitement. Maybe relief plus excitement equals ecstatic. I don't know. I'm going to say I feel relief because we finally look how we should look. We finally won a game that how many times have we looked like the better team, been the better team, outplayed the other team, and yet on the bottom of the scoreboard? We won a game that we should win in a fashion we don't normally win, and then we won a game how we should win it against a team that we should dominate, curb stomp, and we did. And so to me, it's almost like relief. We're starting to do things that winning teams do that we haven't done in too long of a time. So it's relief and excitement because I'm like, man, we had questions about big plays. I don't know that I do anymore. We still got to play a lot of Big Ten teams, and I can't wait for it. All right, when we come back, let's try to fire through as many of these clips as we can. All right, and also get to the picks. Let's get to those sooner rather than later because, again, I don't know how I did, but I think I did better. Watch, I probably got like 2 out of 5 right, and I'm celebrating for no reason. But I know I got at least a couple right, unlike on Friday when I got like 0, or a couple of weeks ago where I got 0 right. All right, don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today: a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies and breezy. The high around 75. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. The low near 62. And tomorrow, showers is possible in the morning. Otherwise, decreasing clouds. The high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Carriker from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
A fall aeration by Judson Irrigation will help maintain your lawn by maximizing the effectiveness of your watering and fertilization. Judson will flag the locations of your sprinkler heads, followed by a deep core aeration to give your lawn the breath of fresh air it needs. Schedule your aeration today. Your lawn will love you for it.
Let us aerate today to ensure a healthy head start for your lawn next spring. Go to judsonirrigation.com or call Judson Bylene 402-420-6277.
Follow the Huskers to the City of Angels when Nebraska plays at UCLA in November. Book your official Nebraska alumni travel package at huskerfantravel.com. Choose from 2 or 3 night options that include a hotel in scenic Santa Monica, an exclusive welcome event, game day transportation, and the official Husker Huddle pregame party. Add on your game tickets for an optional upgrade. Transportation to and from LA is not included. Join the official Nebraska alumni trip to see the Huskers play at UCLA. Spots are limited, so book your trip now at huskerfantravel.com.
This just in. Hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
From the capital to castles. Starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels and Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show. So we got 5 clips we're going to try to fire off in this next segment. It may roll into the segment after this. We'll see. I don't even remember which one we're rolling first. Just roll it. I'll hear it, and then we'll have fun with it.
All right, I'll go with the order that you did.
Okay.
This is cool. I don't know what to do. Do I make like an opening statement or something? I'll just take questions, I guess.
Okay, so that's Luke Lindenmeyer, his first ever press conference. Again, some of these clips are rolling over from last week. All right, we didn't get a chance to get to him last week. I remember my first ever press conference. I don't think I even spoke. Like, I was not going. I knew I was answering questions. I was not. You got to keep in mind, I was much, much different. I probably speak more words in one show than I did in an entire month at that age. All right. And I was terrified of public speaking. I was terrified of speaking in general. I was incredibly shy. And when I get nervous, I sweat a ton. So I basically just stood up there, mad that Keith asked me to do it, mad that I said yes. And then I'm just standing there and I refuse to say anything and I'm just sweating bullets. I don't remember anything beyond that. So he did much better than I did. He was delightful and engaging and didn't know what to do. But, man, he's done great at the press conferences. I just thought it's a glimpse into the mind of a player. Like, these are human beings. Like, no, they're not robots that go up there. He's like, I don't know what to do. And I thought that was great because I could relate. Now, he had a much more jovial demeanor than I did. I really didn't want to be up there. I think he did. He was just like, I don't know what to do. Do I make an opening statement or what happens here? I thought that was just kind of like a little insightful look as to a player from an off the field, more of a normal human being perspective. All right. I do know what the next one is. Now, from what I'm told, you and I could not hear this when it aired on Friday. Okay. This is the comedian, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I am told that it played and people thought it was hilarious. We're going to play it again because apparently people liked it. I think it's hilarious. And entrapment is just a dangerous thing. Entrapment is not cool. This guy was put in a no-win situation. All right, Jake, roll the clip.
I feel like my girlfriend is trying to trick me. Okay. A lot of times she'd be trying to trick me because she came in the other day on Instagram and she goes, John, do you think this girl's hot? Do you think this girl is hot? And I was like, no. And she goes, well, people think we look similar. And now I'm depressed. I was like,
Dude, there's no right answer. You can't give a right answer to that question. You can't do that to a guy if you're a girl. So if your girlfriend, your wife, your fiance, whoever, significant other ever holds up somebody else and says, are they hot? The default answer is no. How are you supposed to know that they've been told, as she says, she looks like them? There's no win answer. What would you do in that situation, Jake? You can't get that answer right.
Yeah, you just got to pick your battles at times. I'd probably say, yeah, well, she doesn't look as good as you. I mean, you just got to jump right into it. I've had some time to think about it. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that on top of my head.
That's a pretty swift response right there.
Yeah.
No, she's not hot because she doesn't look as good as you.
Well, I just don't see it. You look way better.
Wow.
I don't know.
You're going to be married for a very long time. I need to start taking notes from you. All right. And people want to chime in and react to some of these press conference clips or anything we said during the first segment where we're giving our final reactions to Akron curb stomping. I'm sorry, Nebraska curb stomping Akron. Go ahead and text in. What is that number there, Jake?
402-464-5685.
Are there any texts to this point, or should we roll to the next clip?
There are no texts, but I did want to ask you because we played Lindenmeyer. Did you see his big moment this weekend?
Oh, yes. So getting engaged.
Yeah.
Dance team. Was she on the dance team? I've seen the pictures.
I believe cheerleader, maybe dance team. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it was one of those two. And very cool. Asked her his girlfriend after the game was over on the field. Proposed to her. It looked like she said yes to me. I mean, there was a lot of celebration, a lot of people around. I assumed that she said yes. And I thought that was pretty cool. Rule said he knew about it before the game. All right. So first of all, it's a good thing Nebraska won. That goes over different if they lose. It wasn't even close. Obviously, Nebraska won, but that was a pretty cool thing. I will say this. Somebody sent me something. Okay. You just got to look at this through the glass of a positive and funny mindset, because it was literally just roll with me on this. All right. It's a happy Monday. This person said, literally, Dylan Raiola will do anything he can to be like Patrick Mahomes, even have his tight end propose and take a picture with his girlfriend, then fiance. And it's literally a picture of Kelsey kissing Swift with all those memes, and then Lindenmeyer kissing his now fiance. And it's like almost the exact same picture. And I was just like, all right, Dylan had nothing to do with this, but that is pretty funny. I don't know. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
all right.
You got to take it when it's there.
All right. What's next? What's the next clip?
Let's see. Let's go to this story from Nick Saban over the weekend.
I mean, I know exactly how Bill feels because I went through a very similar situation at the Cleveland Browns. We go to Michigan State. The first game we play against is Nebraska, and they just came off of winning the national championship. They've got Lawrence Phillips. Yeah. I mean, we got a couple of good players, Musin Muhammad, Tony Banks, but not that caliber. So we go in this game. And we get beat like 56-7. Wow. And I'm on the sideline saying, we may never win a game here. We're horrible. I mean, we couldn't tackle anybody. Yeah. I mean, it was awful. So I know exactly how Bill feels. But when I went out and shook hands with Tom Osborne after the game, he put his arm around me and he says, you're not as bad as you think. And, we went on to go 6-6 and went to a bowl game, with that team because we weren't as bad as we thought.
So I've heard that story a couple times. In fact, he may have even shared that on game day last year. I don't recall. So it's not the first time I've heard that, but he obviously shares it every so often over time consistently because it stuck out to him. So every time Saban shares that story, what do you think of?
It's incredible. I mean, it's two of the top 5 college football coaches of all time sharing a moment, and Tom Osborne obviously getting the better of Saban. Saban wasn't at the peak of his game at that point, but it's just an incredible moment because I don't know. Tom probably had to do that more than once. You know what I mean? I don't know if it was something that was unique to that situation, but that goes on for Nick Saban to have the success that he has and for it to mean what it means to him. It's incredible. I just think it's an incredible story. And again, just a brief moment of maybe what kind of helped Saban. And again, there's a lot more that came to it than Saban, just hearing that from Tom Osborne. But you could feel kind of how he's telling about how down he felt about the team at that time.
Yeah, like I said, that's something he's shared multiple times in the past. And there's a reason for it. Man, 2 of the top 5 all-time. I didn't even think about that. Probably, 2 of top 3. Do I say 2 of top 2? That's a heck of a conversation there. But he's like, I know how Bill feels. To a degree. Now, you and I never chatted about North Carolina, TCU, and what happened a week ago on Monday. The slaughter in Chapel Hill. Now, part of that is North Carolina has an insanely easy schedule. TCU was a 9-win team a year ago with a lot of guys back and a good head coach. I don't know if they're like a college football playoff team, but they're a Big 12 championship contender because of the 16 teams in that conference. About 14 of those teams are right there because that's how that conference is built. Rest in peace to Arizona State. How do you go lose to the worst team in the SEC if you're the Big 12 favorite? Rest in peace to the Pac-12 too. But this is a non-conference game, so maybe they go on and win the Big 12 again this year. I don't know. But you probably talked about it. Bill had never given up more than 47 points or only one time in his career in the NFL, 500-plus NFL games, and his first college game gives up 48, et cetera, et cetera. You know, they have an insanely easy schedule. They have really one really good team left on their schedule. They play the preseason predicted 5 worst teams in the ACC. They play those teams. They play one team in the preseason top 30. That's Clemson. That's the one tough game they have left. TCU was not in the preseason top 30, albeit the second toughest team they'll play this year outside of Clemson. So there's a chance for them to bounce back. But it's interesting when I say college is different than the NFL. It is. When a college coach goes to the NFL and they do great like Harbaugh, that's awesome. I still don't equate it to how you're going to do in college if you haven't been in college yet. When Matt Rule, he'll openly talk about how it was rough at Carolina. Saban at the Dolphins, we just called him him and Osborne, 2 of the top 5, top 3, top 2 greatest coaches of all time. Urban goes to Jacksonville, and what happened to Jacksonville happened to Urban and everything else. Again, if you're going to talk about greatest college football coaches of all time, I just named some of them. From Saban to Urban, obviously Osborne didn't coach in the NFL. But the reverse, just because you're a great NFL coach, like Bill Callahan is a very good position coach. He even took as a head coach the Raiders to the Super Bowl. Now he got fired, but that doesn't equate to college success. You look at Bill, we're one game in. I will say this, they've got over 70 new players, which was pointed out to me on X about 70,000 times, by the way. So they may be the most improved team in the country by the end of the year because he is a good coach. He's got to learn college, though. You got to keep in mind, Saban and Belichick are the same age. All right, one looks a lot younger, but they're the same age. Saban got out because of what college football turned into. He even said so. Players would come into his office. They didn't want to talk about getting better. They wanted to talk about how much they were getting paid. And he said, I can't, I can't continue to build a program like this, and I can't continue to develop players like this because that's what he wanted to do. Belichick has never coached in college. Now, his dad did at North Carolina, which is a tie to North Carolina for Bill. But he's trying to figure this out in his 70s for the first time ever. And it's drastically different than the NFL. And he came into college like he came in, I don't think he took it seriously enough. And it got exposed. College success or lack thereof does not equate to NFL success or lack thereof, and vice versa. They're very, very, very different games. All right. So what's the next clip? You know what? How many clips we got left? Is it 3 or 2?
We got 2 clips left.
So we got 2 clips left. Let's go to break. We will react to the last 2 clips. And if we have time, we'll talk about how I went 4 in one of my picks. And we might spend all of hour 2 on that. Is that okay with you?
That sounds about right.
All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
From the capital to castles, starting this December, fly nonstop from Lincoln to Orlando with service from Breeze Airways. That's right, nonstop flights to Orlando out of LNK are starting this December. You're now just a flight away from Disney World, Universal Studios, Legoland, and the Space Coast. Stretch out and relax on Breeze with complimentary family seating. Book your magical getaway now at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
This just in, hot off the bench press. Planet Fitness has expanded strength equipment. Save $28 or more when you join today. We're raising the bar with these benches, and our hack squat will have you actually looking forward to leg day. Plus, we're still repping all the best-in-class equipment we've always had. There's no better time to get stronger. So join Planet Fitness today and save $28 or more. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Find your nearest club and join today. Deal ends September 12th.
See Home Club for details.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors and more.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs have been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Hi, this is Tom Osborne. Join me on September 23rd and dine at your favorite local Renza in support of Teammates Mentoring. 10% of Renza sales on September 23rd will benefit your local Teammates Mentoring chapter. Teammates Mentoring helps students reach their full potential by providing a caring adult mentor to meet with them once a week in school. Thank you for your support of Teammates Mentoring. We will see you at Runza on September 23rd.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. This month kicks off Koppel's
50th anniversary sale. We're celebrating 50 years by offering an additional $500 discount to the next 100 customers that buy a new vehicle. This is in addition to the huge savings already in place. You can take an extra $500 off our discounted price, or we can cut you a check on the spot. Celebrate with savings and see why customers have trusted Koppel since 1975. It's our way of saying thank you for all these years.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. I feel like we should save the clips. And Matt Rule is on time with his press conference, so a loaded hour, too. We got stuff off the text line. But I want to talk about how I went 4-1 on my picks.
All right.
Which puts me, at 4-6 on the season, so I'm still under 500. But I went 4-1, right? What'd you go?
3-2.
Oh, because you picked a lot of games opposite of me.
Yeah, I did pick a few of them.
What games did you get right and wrong?
So I got Oklahoma over Michigan. I picked Nebraska to cover the spread. I picked Iowa. Iowa State got the win. I picked Kansas. Missouri got the win.
Ooh.
But I did pick UNLV, upsetting UCLA.
Nice. Wow, UCLA really is bad this year.
Yes.
Really. What was the one before Iowa State or slightly after? Oh, what was the final score in Missouri, Kansas?
I think it was like 42-31, somewhere around there.
Because it was 35-31 the last time I saw, and then I went on the field at Memorial getting ready for the Akron game. So that was the final. Okay. All right, so which game? Because I got all of them right except one game. Which game did I get wrong?
You had belief in Nico. Shouldn't have had belief in Nico. UCLA.
I didn't have belief in Nico. I just... I was wrong. But I got the rest right.
Yeah.
So that means I got Oklahoma over Michigan, Iowa State over Iowa, Nebraska to cover. What game am I missing there? Missouri over Kansas. You want to know why I took Missouri over Kansas?
SEC?
Yeah. I felt guilty when I did it, and I feel terrible as a human being now. But I was like, Big 12 versus SEC. Now, if it was Big 10 SEC, I'm going Big 10. But I was like, Big 12? This isn't basketball. I'm going SEC. Hey, it worked out for me.
Yeah.
All right. Give me one thing off the text line before we go to break here, and then we hit up a loaded hour 2.
5011 says, Adam, how do you feel about our defensive backs? A lot of catchable passes were just dropped by Akron while we acted like we were doing well. I can't repeat that, but looked a lot like Akron was a step ahead of our guys. Thanks. Did you notice that at all?
I noticed drop passes, but again, like, he didn't even complete 40% of his passes, did he?
7-21, so 33.
Like, so if they had, let's be generous, say they had 3 drop passes. That's still 10 out of 21. That's less than 50%. So for me, I'm not uber concerned about our secondary right now. Again, we're allowing on the year as a whole, 46% completion rate. That is insane. Not something we're going to maintain. I hope we do, just not realistic. We gave up 69 yards passing to Sorsby in Cincinnati. He had 333 on Saturday, albeit to Bowling Green. He had almost 400 yards of total offense, and I think it was 170 on Saturday, 175 versus us. Now, again, that's Bowling Green to Nebraska. And 2.8 yards per pass attempt is what we're allowing. We're number 2 in the entire country in pass defense. So for me, our secondary, you can always get better. And yes, they did have a couple drops, but that's not one of my concerns. Like defensively, we finally got our first sack of the year deep in the fourth quarter, and not everything revolves around sacks. Like if they pass 40 times a game and you get 4 sacks, that's a good sack game. but that's a terrible pressure percentage rate. So how many times are you hitting him? How many times are you knocking him down? How many times are you batting the ball down? So our overall amount of times that we pressure the quarterback, I'd like to see increase a little bit. We did have 9 TFLs on Saturday, which is significantly better than 2. Obviously, Akron probably not as good as Cincinnati. For me, it's pressuring the quarterback and consistently stopping the run. We've had 6 players in our first 2 games that are averaging 5 yards a carry or better against us. Only one against Akron. Okay. So there are certain things that we have just done really well in 2 games. There are certain things that looks exponentially better in game 2 than game 1. There are certain things, we're still 2 games into the season, so I'm going to shock you with this. Still things we need to work on, right? And that's not a terrible thing. That's perfectly normal. Just want to keep seeing improvement in those areas. Pass defense, I feel fine with. What about you, Jake, before we hit the break?
Yeah. I mean, it's like you said, like number 2 in the nation right now. Still haven't allowed, a 70 yards through the air. There's always going to be, human error involved, and there's going to be a few plays or maybe a player even that you could pick out and say, well, he could have done better. But I'll bring up the word again. I'm pretty ecstatic about this pass defense. Remember, John Butler is the secondaries coach at heart. So, I know that the secondary didn't maybe play as well last year under his guidance. Maybe he was brought in like in the summer than the previous year, but I think we might start to kind of reap the benefits of that. Remember, kind of the same way for Pelini for all those years. He was a good coach as far as bringing the secondary along. So hopefully we can get back to that.
All right. We got more fan questions, Matt Rule presser, clips, and we're going to talk about that stuff for about 2 minutes and 58 minutes on how good I did at my picks. Does that sound fair? I'm still not even 500. I'm 4-6 on the year after going 4-1. What a bounce back weekend, though. Don't go anywhere. What'd you say?
I said you needed it.
My wife was making fun of me after week 1. I was like, oh, that's bad. All right. Hey, redemption comes to those who wait. All right. Don't go anywhere. Hour 2 when we come back.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Roll-Offs make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrolloffs.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Roll-Offs, cleanup made simple.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Comfort food, but make it vegan. At Rutabagas, they're serving all your crave-worthy classics. Mac and cheese, loaded nachos, Philly cheesesteaks, all 100% plant-powered and 100% delicious. Catch them at their cozy spot at 70th and Vine, or find their food truck rolling through the streets of Lincoln. So whether you're vegan, veg curious, or just hungry for comfort food with a twist, Rutabagas has a plate waiting for you. Find them on Instagram for their food truck location and specials. Rutabagas, where comfort meets compassion.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings. It's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Male can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmale.com. That's limitlessmale.com.
It's game on at Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Nebraska's premier power sports dealership. Stocking top models from Can-Am, Kawasaki, Honda, Polaris, CF Moto, Suzuki, Yamaha, Indian Motorcycle, Sea-Doo, and Triton trailers. Score big on our massive selection of Can-Am side-by-sides with rebates up to $3,000 on select and in-stock models. Elway Power Sports of Lincoln has you covered all under one roof with a large selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, motorcycles, and personal watercraft at their 27th and I-80 location. They can't wait to get you set up for football season.
Acres Fall John Deere Super Sale event is underway. Our complete inventory of John Deere equipment is marked down to sell. From large ag equipment to compact tractors and gators, Acres has something for everyone. And don't miss our State Fair Harvest Days parts and merchandise sale in Grand Island. Special in-store discounts and incentives are available. Visit our Grand Island location at 4050 West Stolly Park Road and see what Acres has to offer. Visit acres.com for all the details. Offer ends September 13th, 2025.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer. Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Are you facing a legal problem and don't know where to turn? You need trial attorneys you can trust. Liberty Law Group's experienced trial attorneys will handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Whether you've been accused of a crime, injured in an accident, or threatened with a lawsuit, you can trust that Liberty Law will be there for you. Call to find out how Liberty Law can help you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
This is the Adam Carriker Show.
Position right of the quarterback, out of the shotgun, 1st and 20. Jailbreak screen in the air. It is tipped. It is intercepted by Carriker at the Missouri 21-yard line.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, 8-year NFL vet and All-American defensive lineman Adam Carriker.
Shotgun snap to Everett. He's got the left arm going, and now he's got a whole lot of Adam Carriker who rips him down inside the 25-yard line.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Here is your host, Adam Carriker.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into an hour two, numero dos of the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is the noon hour, and that means it's lunchtime. The lunch hour of Adam Carriker on The Ticket is sponsored by our friends at Mulberry Barbecue. Now with two locations at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, right off of Highway 2 by Lowe's. Both locations are open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Try their burnt-end sandwich, a brisket burrito, barbecue nachos, a full slab of ribs, half smoked chicken, and much more, plus incredible sides. Get fueled for lunch today or make dinner plans at Mulberry Barbecue, located at 11th and Cornhusker and at 61st and Apples Way, just off of Highway 2. We just had our most recent on-location show. We'll be doing that again about once a month. Man, every time I go there, because they're nice and generous enough to just give us free food afterwards. Dude, the brisket, the ribs, the potato salad, the beans, delicious. Like, seriously. You and I ate quickly. You bolted because you had to try to get here because you didn't want to lose your job. Somebody else, I think Austin was trying to take your show from you with Terrell. But, man, it is good stuff. Would you not agree?
Oh, man, absolutely fantastic. I tried their Cuban sandwich for the first time just to mix it up a little bit. That was delicious, too.
All right. So my official record after 2 weeks in the pick'em is 4-6. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And what are you?
I'm also 4-6.
You are also 4-6.
Because I did get one game right last week.
So I just had a bad week, and I got back on my norm. You're just consistently hanging out low, Jake. What's the deal there?
It's the same record. It's the same record. You can't talk about it. We're both 4-6.
No, it's all about perspective. It's all about what you've done lately. All right. Any other text from the text line before we get to the clips? And we're getting feedback from Matt Rule's press conference as well. Anything else from the text line?
One quick question here. Big Haas says they liked Latif, but what did you think about his throwing motion? He felt like he missed the one he missed was maybe rushed or forced a little bit. Was it first game jitters?
Well, first of all, he was 6 of 7, so he literally missed one throw. All right, so he was 6 of 7 on the night, averaged 18 yards per pass attempt, and also 9 yards, if you round up, 9 yards per carry every time he ran the ball. I thought he looked good. This is the kid I've been excited about since the Husker games. I know a lot of people after the Husker game scrimmage, obviously not a lot of people watched it. Some people were concerned. I was like, what are you watching? Like, do you not see the live arm? Do you not see his ability to run? And I'm just like, yeah, it's his first ever, scrimmage in front of anybody. I think there was like 7 people there for the Husker game. 7,000 or 8,000, I think was the number. By the way, spring game's returning this year, right?
I would think so.
Dude, please return. But you hear good things out of camp. Then you hear he's the number 2 quarterback. When they recruited Jalen Gromstad to come back to be the number 2 quarterback. So that speaks more to TJ. Because if Jalen Gromstad's your number 3 quarterback, you feel much better about your quarterback depth than you have in forever. No, my evaluation of TJ, albeit against Akron, also his first live reps ever inside Memorial Stadium in a live game. I thought he looked good. I thought he was impressive. I think the future is bright. I'm excited to see how he continues to develop over time. And, he missed one pass, so we should bench him. No, I'm just kidding. What's the next question?
No, that's it for now.
No, there was a question in there. Oh, I forget what you said. You said it during the break. It was like taking a jab at someone or something.
A Cincinnati question?
Well, how good is Cincinnati? We're going to learn more about them as the year goes along. I think they beat Bowling Green by 14. Again, I think this is a team that's definitely going to a bowl game. I don't know if that's 6-6 or 9-3, probably somewhere in between. But this is definitely an improved Cincinnati team. No, I thought there was another one. Because you read it quickly, and I was like, oh, that wasn't too nice. Let's talk about that. I forget what it was, though. No idea?
No idea.
Okay. Let's get to the next clip. There's one from Josh Pate. And what was the other one?
Throwback to David Bennett. Dogs.
Oh, let's do that one. So hold on. Let me get the accurate information here. This thing pops up about once a year. You've probably seen it before. But if things tend to come up on a yearly basis, it's because they're just that good. So going back, this clip is from September 7th, 2011. Coastal Carolina head football coach David Bennett, and I quote, "Be a dog. We need more dogs." End quote. Don't be a kitty cat. Roll the clip.
Trying to get our 2 boys ready to carry them to golf tournament before practice, right? 12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. We need to get a new screen door, but the screen's broke. So you can come in through the screen, but you can't get back out of it. I turn and look, there's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, "What are you doing in here, little kitty cat?" By that time, the cat turns, tries to get back out. That screen won't go that way. The cat starts going, meow, all crazy. And I told our players, we need more dogs. Bo's barking in the back. I have to go shut Bo up. Mel's like, "What's going on?" I said, "There's a cat in the house." "Cat in the house?" I said, "Yeah, there's a cat in the house." So I told our players, I tried to let it out the front door. Meow, meow. Cat's still going crazy in there. And I told our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. Do I look good? I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
We don't need no meows. We need more cat. No, don't be a cat. Be a dog. We need more dogs. Meow. I think his meow is much better than mine. That thing pops up about once a year, usually around September 7th, because that's usually the anniversary of the clip. And every time I see it, I watch it. And it's equally entertaining and great every single time. What are your thoughts on this clip?
Oh, it's fantastic. It's one of the best college football clips there are out there. I didn't notice it until I really listened to it. There's not much of a story there. There's a cat in the kitchen. He tries to get out. He didn't need that story. He just kind of ran off like, so speaking of dogs and cats, meow.
Thank you. The story really doesn't make sense. I'm trying to get the cat out of the house and it keeps meowing. And then somehow that translates into we need more dogs on the football team. It's never made any sense to me, but I still love the clip. I think it almost adds to the clip. Like you said, he found an excuse to talk about cats and dogs. And we don't need no meow. Give me more dogs. All right. And he's right. Basically, the point he's saying, I don't want a bunch of guys who are focused on looking good in the mirror. There was always that same group of guys that would stand in the mirror before games, and they'd have their wristbands in the right spot, make sure the eye black looked good. And for some reason, a couple of them would even do their hair. I'm like, you're going to put a helmet on. What are you doing? I could have spent more time doing this. I also couldn't have cared less. There are times when I watch myself on film, and I'm like, yeah, you could have done a little bit something more. Like, you are the most blasé dressed person out there, Adam, but I didn't care. But what he's saying is, don't worry about being a cat. Don't worry about looking in the mirror. We need more dogs, guys who just want to go play. And the story doesn't make any sense, but it's still a great clip. All right. So this next Josh Pate clip was before this past weekend, but I still like it. And you'll understand why. Go ahead and roll the clip.
It's always been stupid to me that people who do rankings adhere to their preseason predictions. Who cares about your predictions? I don't even care about mine. Once the season starts, if you're ranking teams, you ought to go off the body of work. Let me ask you this. Georgia Tech's unranked. Why? Auburn's unranked. Why? USC is unranked. Louisville. TCU's unranked. Missouri's unranked. South Florida beat Boise. Why are they unranked? Why is Nebraska unranked, but Alabama is? Alabama looked atrocious in week 1.
So, of course, I talked right when he was talking about Nebraska. Can you back it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Basically, he talks about all these teams. And again, this was going into this past weekend, but we definitely didn't hurt our case. I don't think we should be ranked. But Josh Pate's like, why isn't this team ranked? Of course, USF helps their case by going out and beating Florida. But then he talks about the team we all care about the most. Go ahead, Jake.
Missouri's unranked. South Florida beat Boise. Why are they unranked? Why is Nebraska unranked, but Alabama is? Alabama looked atrocious in week 1. Well, they're still ranked, Josh, because they were preseason top 10. If you're ranking teams, it doesn't matter. Hey, I got them power rated 12th, but that's only because there aren't many teams still that would be favored against them on a neutral field, which is what power ratings are. Rankings, Bama shouldn't be ranked right now.
Jake, should Nebraska be ranked and Alabama not? What are your thoughts here?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far. I mean, I get it. It's, again, the preseason polls. People argue against them. Should they even be out there? They kind of throw, these strength of schedules out based off them and all that sort of stuff. I just think it's all fun. I mean, it's all debate, and it doesn't necessarily matter all that much until we get to the college football rankings. Even those don't matter all that much until you get to the last few weeks. I hate to tell it to you. So, I mean, I get where you can go, and I do to a degree agree with him as far as it's interesting how different teams are you react to those teams. I'm trying to think, Mississippi State, I don't know if they had a worse record than Florida State last year. They beat Arizona State. Arizona State's nowhere to be seen in the top 25. Of course, Florida State beat Alabama. Alabama slides a few spots. So I get it. I mean, I think there is something to that, but I also think that's a lot of it is kind of what I like about college football is what has your program earned at this point? What do I believe when I see, a top 20, if I see a top 20 Penn State team, I believe in it because I see the uniform. If I see a top 20 Mississippi State team, I think I still got to kind of see some stuff from them. So, I kind of like all of it.
So I have readily admitted, for years I debated preseason rankings, yay, nay, do I like them, do I not? About 2 years ago, I was like, these things are a joke. Because for about 3 years in a row heading up to that, you could look at the preseason rankings and then the final rankings, maybe half the teams were still ranked. Maybe. And then you'd look at the preseason top 10, maybe half of them were even ranked. And I'm like, these things have no credence at all. Okay, but I will also readily admit I like the preseason rankings because it makes it more fun. It makes it more fun. Go ahead. What do you
And
got?
it sets expectations. That's what I love most about it. It lets you know, so you can see by the end of the season, this team was supposed to be 12th. They're not ranked. That's doomsday. This team wasn't ranked and now is ranked. That's a big deal. You can even look from somebody that's, I don't know, 25th. They end up 6th. That's a huge deal. So I like it because it kind of lets you know what the fan base is thinking coming into the year.
That's a fair point. How do you end up versus what were the preseason expectations? A lot of that's going to come back to the coach, and that's how fans are going to evaluate a coach as well. Like if you go 8-4 and you end up the season 25th in the country, but you were preseason number 25, they're probably not going to say much, even if they wanted more than 8 wins. Like let's say Florida ends up 8-4, something like that. I don't know. Who knows what they're going to end up with after losing to USF, who I think is a pretty good, darn good team. I think the 2 best G5 teams are Tulane and USF. I believe they will play at some point this year, if nothing else, in the AAC championship game, if it works out that way. So for me, I will readily admit, preseason rankings, there's not a lot of legitimacy to them, probably shouldn't exist. I also am going to advocate to keep them for several reasons. They set expectations. It's more fun if you see number 1 Texas versus number 2 Ohio State or number 3 week 1 of the season. Like Texas, Ohio State is great, but the numbers there just add something to them. It's kind of like pro wrestling. I know not everything is real, but it's just more entertaining that way. You know what I mean? And so I like it. I'm going to advocate to keep it. I think where I do get a little bit bothered, to Josh's point, where at some point you do have to evaluate the actual performance on the field as far as the current rankings. Like if a team was preseason 10th, but they get mollywopped and you've still got them ranked ahead of another team who beat the top 10 ranked team on the road, like at some point what's happening on the field has to be factored in as well. And I think that's kind of what he was saying. And I've thought it too, like if you got because people factor in their preseason rankings into the current rankings, and sometimes they will put more emphasis on the preseason rankings than what's actually happened on the field up to that point. Even like we're 2 games in right now, but even a month into the season, even 6 games into the season, sometimes if a team actually has a more impressive resume that wasn't ranked, they will be ranked behind a team that has struggled and looked bad, but they were a preseason top 10 team. And sometimes that team will be given the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes it's the jersey. Sometimes it's the conference. Okay. Part of that's the fun of the debate too. There's so many teams that get in the college football playoff now. I mean, if you can't get in a 12 or 14 or 80,000 team playoff at this point, I don't know what to tell you. Once you get in, you can settle it on the field. So the other thing that I kind of equate this to, like, I like Arch Manning. Like, he has all of this pressure, all of these expectations. If you listen to anything he's ever said, he's never once fed into it. He's always kind of downplayed it. He's never once enhanced it by anything he has said. Goes out, struggles versus Ohio State. Obviously, Texas won and won fairly convincingly this past weekend against a more inferior opponent, but struggles against Ohio State. And you start to hear, oh, he's a bust. Oh, he's this. Oh, he's that. Well, was he? Because what was your preseason expectation? Like for me with Dylan, I didn't say preseason Heisman All-American. I said some sort of all Big Ten. First, second, third team honorable mention. With Arch, we didn't talk about him much. But had we, the word Heisman would not have come out of my mouth. I would have said something all SEC is what I would have said. Now with the team he has around him, and they're probably going to make a run in the CFP, I would have said probably, you need to be about second team, if not higher, to meet some expectations. But if your expectations are through the roof and you talked about a kid being a certain way and he doesn't live up to it, is that on him, or is that you were wrong in your preseason expectations and now you're taking it out on him? Sometimes there could be more ownership, and I was wrong with the expectations. I put too much on a kid who'd never taken a snap in college football away from Austin. And maybe I should be like, hey, I was wrong. Let's see how the kid grows, develops, and improves. Rather than putting, oh, the kid's a bust because I thought he was this. No, I can't be wrong. It's the kid is a bust. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because I kind of equate that to preseason rankings sometimes too, a little bit.
Well, and a lot of it's just, like you said, don't be stubborn. Colin Cowherd's one of my favorite radio talk show hosts. He has a whole segment of where Colin was right, where Colin was wrong.
Yep.
He wrote a book a long time ago. He predicted Ryan Leaf was going to be better than Peyton Manning. I mean, there are certain things that don't go well over time. I never thought Golden State, a jump shooting team, I don't think they can win. That's not consistent. You need defense. You need something that can carry all the time on the road, all that. So at times you just have to acknowledge, hey, I'm not going to be. If I was getting everything right, I'd be a rich man. You'd be in Vegas.
You'd be my financial advisor, is what you would be.
That's right.
But that's why, when I was 0 in week 1, that can be embarrassing. I wasn't thrilled. Let's have some fun with it, because I'm gonna have a bounce back week. Nobody bats 1,000. Own it when you're wrong. Own it when you're right, and have fun with it in the process, and do as much research and do as much due diligence as you can in the process. All right, we've finished all the clips. Is that correct?
That's right.
Any other fan questions?
There's a few thoughts here. Waverly Jim says preseason rankings give 25 teams a bias toward the end of the season. Ryan in California kind of joining with that.
It's honestly fair.
Yeah.
It does create I talked about it. You're going to get the benefit of the doubt if your preseason ranked higher versus your preseason ranked lower, even if your results on the field might be better and you're the lower ranked team initially. Does that make sense? So that's fair. I still like them.
Ryan in California also agreed. There's too many drops by Akron to say the pass defense is top 10 quality.
Whoa. I didn't say they were top 10 quality. I said they're number 2 in the country statistically. Like, I went straight to the numbers, just so you know. We're giving up an average of 65.5 yards per game. Number 1 is Minnesota at 65. So they beat us out by half a yard. To me, did they have 10 drops? Did I miss like 6, 7 drops? I saw like 3, which again would put him 10 of 21, which is under 50%. I don't know. I think our pass defense, I'm not saying it's like unequivocally one of the 3 best in the country. What I'm saying is it's unequivocally the strength of our defense right now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I like that. And then a few thoughts here on Iowa. Scott from Bancroft says, can you spend some time bashing Iowa, please? Big Bird says the best TJ Latif staff is he has more yards than Gronkowski. Iowa as a whole has 3 more yards than TJ.
Yeah, let's talk about the fact that, well, you just basically said it. Our backup quarterback has more passing yards and a half, 128, than Iowa's starting quarterback does in 8 quarters, 127. It's the least amount of yards thrown for by a Big Ten quarterback since 1995. A Northwestern quarterback. I'll keep his name out of it. But
that's a good Northwestern team, wasn't it?
Which one went to the Rose Bowl? Is that 95?
That was 95.
I might have the year wrong. Hold on. I know the quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Here, talk for a minute while I look up stats.
Yeah, fair enough. Because I did watch the Iowa State game. I thought that was it was exciting. Iowa's just it's just the same. they brought in Tim Lesser, hopefully to kind of be able to change that offense and get it going. But the Iowa was scoring basically on Iowa State mistakes. Personal foul penalty, extended a drive. I think they recovered a fumble or something like that. So those 13 points isn't from Iowa. Looking like a crisp offense. That was just interesting. They barely would even run like 5-yard outs, and that was kind of their wide receiver route tree for the first half. They came out in the second half, kind of started to figure some things out, but it's weird. Iowa does that too to you when you walk away. Iowa State's a tough read at this point, barely beating a Kansas State team that appears to be bad. Iowa's always kind of tough to figure out, but Iowa State doesn't look all that good. But they're the clear favorites of the Big 12 now, I think.
No, Texas Tech.
Well, Texas Tech.
I've said it. Why does nobody join me on the Texas Tech bandwagon?
I'm waiting for them to do something too.
Well, that's true. They haven't quite earned the right. They won the national championship of basketball about 5 years ago, whatever it was. Yeah. That came out of nowhere. All right, it was Kane Coulter, and it was about 10 years ago, so I was way off on 1995. Okay. That 1995 team went to the Rose Bowl, played USC, Keyshawn Johnson, if you remember that. They were number 3 in the country. Did not win, but played very well versus USC, Keyshawn Johnson in the Rose Bowl. USC ultimately won that day. But yeah, Iowa, like forward pass. Look it up in the dictionary or find out what that thing is and improve on it. Actually, don't, because maybe that will help us when we play them at the end of the year. The fact that our backup quarterback has more passing yards in a half than their starter does in 8 quarters is one of the craziest stats like I've seen in quite a while.
And they played Albany. So you can't say there's a competition that they're playing.
Oh, I forgot to mention this earlier. Army, who beat Kansas State, also lost to Tarleton State. Have you ever heard of Tarleton State?
I think in basketball.
All right, we come back. We are going to be reacting to Matt Rule's Monday press conference and any other comments you'd like to send in, questions if you have them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Make this your best football season yet with help from Limitless Mail. If you're struggling with low energy, muscle loss, brain fog, belly fat, mood swings, it's likely low testosterone, and Limitless Mail can fix that. We've helped over 100,000 men feel stronger, leaner, sharper, and more like themselves again. Don't sit on the sidelines this season. Take control. Book your free consult today at limitlessmail.com. That's limitlessmail.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hungry for something real? Come to HF Crave, Lincoln's favorite spot for burgers that are anything but basic. Locally sourced Nebraska beef, hand-cut fries, and bold flavors that'll make your taste buds cheer.
Mmm.
Whether you're craving the classics or ready to try something wild, they've got the burger that gets you. HF Crave. Fresh, local, craveable. Find them at 48th and Holdridge or order online at hfcrave.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Acres Fall John Deere Super Sale event is underway. Our complete inventory of John Deere equipment is marked down to sell. From large ag equipment to compact tractors and gators, Acres has something for everyone. And don't miss our State Fair Harvest Days parts and merchandise sale in Grand Island. Special in-store discounts and incentives are available. Visit our Grand Island location at 4050 West Stolly Park Road and see what Acres has to offer. Visit acres.com for all the details. Offer ends September 13th, 2025.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. If I can have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds. 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
God can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at WindowWorldLincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, a chance of showers and thunderstorms. Otherwise, mainly cloudy skies and breezy. The high around 75. Tonight, a chance of showers and storms. The low near 62. And tomorrow, showers so possible in the morning. Otherwise, decreasing clouds. The high near 81. I'm meteorologist Kyle Bucker from 3.7 Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers is celebrating 120 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale going on now through September 14th. Enjoy an exclusive 20 to 75% savings on dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to a community that has supported us over a century. Come enjoy our lowest prices of the year and celebrate this milestone with us now through September 14th at Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in temperature-controlled high-end wine room. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for spirits and cigars. That's Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hour 2 of the Adam Carriker Show here on 93.7 The Ticket. Hour 2 of the Adam Carriker Show is sponsored by Suizo Construction, where safety is not just a policy, it is a promise. Suizo is hiring skilled craftsmen, laborers, concrete workers, and steel erectors who value quality work in a team that has your back, both on and off the job site. Apply today at Suizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com. 40 years strong in business. Suizo Construction. Now, did you say there was one or two things off the text line, or we can dive into Rules press conference too?
Yeah, we can dive into Rules press conference. There's just Bill and Bennett says, how about special teams getting a blocked field goal? Adam Eckler has had that whole group looking good, if you ask me.
So special teams is it's like the long snapper. It's like the offensive line. They only get talked about if something goes wrong. I feel like, and again, I was out a lot of last week. I feel like the special teams have not been talked about enough. I don't think we beat Cincinnati without the improved special teams. Archie Wilson pinning them inside their 10 twice, 20-yard line 3 times. We're 2 for 2 on field goals, including a 52-yarder. Do we know that any of that happens in previous years? And the defense was leaky in the second half. What if they don't have to go 80 yards, 90 yards, 95 yards? What if it's 45? What if it's a blocked punt and they start on our 10? Like, to me, I said coming into this year, hey, top 20 recruiting class, love it. Top 5 transfer portal class, love it. Hey, apparently we have the easiest schedule in the Big Ten, love it. Matt Rule year 3 jump, love it. Outside the Matt Rule year 3 jump, I've heard it all before. We've never had a coach with a year 3 jump here before, but this is a very different situation than Matt Rule's ever been in. So I love it all. The things that I have put the biggest stock into are our coordinators. Dana Holgorsen, Mike Eckler. And I can't wait to see, Butler's made an impact on that defense. I've talked about they were not on the same page in the coach's room last year when it came to defense. And that's why we had guys running wide open. It's not that they aren't good coordinators. Look at what White's doing down in Florida State. Look at what Butler has done with our pass defense, which was the least strong unit of our team last year. Now, by far, our strongest unit so far this year. Now, how does the defense come together as a whole? We'll see as the year goes along. A lot of it was the coordinators. And I can't wait to see what Butler does, but in particular, Holgorsen and Eckler. We beat Akron regardless of special teams, but I think special teams is one of the things that makes me feel better when I predicted 9-3 before the year. If I didn't feel like our special teams, because our special teams, they don't have to win us games, just don't freaking lose us another game. How many games would we have won last year if special teams was just average? 1 more? 2 more? I don't want to say 3 more. But we're like an 8-9 win team last year. There were other years where we could have had 2-3 more wins. I mean, just punt it to the right side of the field versus Michigan State. Just something like that. So for me, special teams has not been talked about enough. Now, again, we got to improve our kickoff return game. We got to stop kicking the ball out of bounds on kickoff. But our field goal unit's much better. Our punting unit is much better. Our coverage units are much better. We blocked a field goal on Saturday as well. So there's a lot of things that are improved. I don't think we beat Cincinnati. I think Cincinnati would have been another game that we lost that we shouldn't have if we didn't have the improved special teams that we have. What say you?
No, I could definitely see it. It's been a big improvement, obviously, and just to get it to where it is now already is fantastic. Obviously, because I expected an improvement, but it's like, how much can you do, immediately, and that's what we're seeing. So again, it might be good. It's one of those things like Archie Wilson not punting. Might be good. We don't talk enough special teams, but it won't be for you and for many of us that lived through that special teams. Again, I think that was the worst special teams performance I've ever seen at any level from any team
last year.
Yeah. And then to kind of turn that around to this year where it is a positive and a reason that Nebraska is winning and looking good is it shows Mike Eckler what a fantastic hire he was and what a resume he's building for himself as a special teams coach.
We had 10 block kicks last year, which I've never heard of in my life outside of middle school football. And I'd have to go double check. Was it 5 yards per punt return on average that we had? Like that Boston College bowl game was only close because they blocked a field goal, or it was an extra point, which they took back for 2 points, I believe, if that's correct. And they blocked a punt, which gave them a short field. Other than that, we were clearly the better team. So let me ask you this, because I said all offseason, can we just be average? I just want to be average on special teams this year. And I said, and then we can improve upon that. Would you say we're an average special teams or an above average special teams right now as we sit here right now? Because we're not below average.
Yeah, I think they've checked off all the boxes to be a pretty good one at this point. You got a 50-yard field goal, like you said, punts inside the 10-yard line, a blocked kick, impressive return. It's not just one phase of the special teams either. It's all coming along.
We got to show it consistently week in and week out. That's what keep getting better in certain things that you and I've already mentioned, but show it consistently. All right, show it consistently. The C word that I pretty much talk about year round here probably won't ever go away. Anything else from the text line?
Just a fun fact from 1558 says, fun fact, Coach Rose officially over 500 at Nebraska.
Oh, that's right, because he was one game under coming into the season. Hey, that hasn't been talked about enough either. Well, you know what? It's been mentioned. It's been talked about enough. Let's get way over 500. How's that sound?
There you go.
Anything else?
Just also more punt returns Saturday than all of last season from D-Man.
Oh, that's right. That is a stat. More punt return yardage on Saturday than all of last year combined. I did see that. Yeah. Those some good stats right there. That's part of what makes me feel better. I know it was Akron Saturday, but just certain things are just better. Now, do we continue to improve on the things we need to? Do we continue to sustain consistency in the areas we've been good, or do we falter? We'll see that going forward, especially when we get into week in and week out Big Ten play. All right. Reaction to Matt Rule presser. Rule said it's hard to get a shutout, and he's very pleased with the performance of the 2s and the 3s. All right. And then he talks about Houston Christian real quick, but talking about the shutout, because they're not easy to get. And I know Akron's been shut out 2 games in a row. That doesn't happen because it feeds into what he said about the 2s and the 3s. He said after a scrimmage, I'm paraphrasing, but basically there's a gap from the 1s and 2s and 3s, and he wasn't happy about it. The 1s looked good in the scrimmages they had up to that point in fall camp, but the 2s and 3s, he wanted more depth. And we don't get a shutout if the 2s, 3s, and 4s come in and there's a huge drop-off in that game Saturday. So that actually is as impressive to me as anything when it comes to that shutout. Because once the starters came out, that's usually when teams get a little bit of leaky yardage or a couple cheap scores. That didn't happen on Saturday. Thoughts, Jake?
Yeah, sorry. I was looking at something else.
Sorry.
I messed up there.
So as we move on, Houston Christian has a good defense, has only allowed 1 third down conversion. I just remember our third down defense has been very good, 30% that Cincinnati converted against us. That means we stopped them 70% of the time. That's pretty good. And Akron only converted 1 third down in the entire game on Saturday and had a lot of them. So our third down defense has been good. All right. Liked running the Jumbo 12 package. All right. I like that in short yardage and goal line situations as well. Harburg is actually a very good blocker. You never know how a quarterback's going to transition when it comes to blocking, tackling, etc. He's a very good blocker. I still want to see him get the ball in space a little bit more and see what he can do there. But those goal line, short yardage, 4th and inches, 4th and goal from the 1 situations, which we haven't done great on yet, but we plenty of time to improve and get better going forward. If you feel good about your other tight ends that are coming in, Jim Harbaugh used to bring in like one or two offensive linemen and put them on the field. Like if you can be successful in those situations, field goals become touchdowns. Drives being stopped on 4th and short turn into extended drives, and the impact that has on a game is huge. Hopefully we see that come to fruition going forward. I says we decided to double the Gunners after the Cincinnati game as far as on the punt return team. So not every team does this. Back when I played football, we almost always doubled the Gunners. Like on a punt team, they're the 2 guys that are out wide, lined up as wide receivers. Because they're the 2 guys that are going to fly down the field to cause you the most problems. Everyone else was pretty much kicking back in punt pro, and they were trying to make sure the punt didn't get blocked. And they were 5 yards in the backfield. They were staying in, making sure the punt didn't get blocked, and then they release. So they were like 20 yards later getting down the field. So you always doubled the Gunners. Not everybody does that now. Matt Rule said they went back to doing that. There's certain advantages to doing it both ways. Okay, now return game was improved on Saturday. I'm curious to see if they keep doing that going forward. Happy with the overall execution of the special teams. Said Heinrich Harburg made a huge step and had some dominant blocks. I mean, there was 2 touchdown runs where I saw, it wasn't just Harburg, but he was noticeably in the frame, making the block to help make the crease that the running back ran through to get the touchdown. What are your thoughts on Harburg and his transition to tight end so far?
Yeah, it's been good. Just 1 reception for 9 yards, I think, in the game. So hasn't had as that impact. It's kind of interesting too. On those short yardage runs, sometimes they bring Cam Linard in there, and again, haven't had the results they wanted out of that either. I think there's been some times where he's had some good blocks. There's been some times when he's been blown up. So I think there's just room to improve in every area there. And I think a lot of it was, okay, this guy's such a great athlete. He's going, this is going to work. And I think a lot of the time that's why they do bring 2 tight ends on the field. But Lindenmeyer is kind of a pretty strong argument, not for a work in progress, but a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I'm interested to see. Here's bad news back there if you want it.
Here we go.
I haven't been as impressed with Harburg maybe as of yet. And I think that they're going to need to step it up a little bit to continue to say that they want to put him out there. Now, again, if you're going to run 2 tight ends, he's your number 2 tight end, and he's done well enough blocking, then I have a problem. But as far as ultimate NFL upside for him and running trick plays and all this stuff for him, I'm interested to see, because I think it's got to start clicking here pretty soon. Otherwise, I think you just I think they should probably just kind of narrow him down to just being the 2nd tight end.
Well, there's an aura on the depth chart, at least last time I looked, still going into last week's game. Like Lindenmeyer's a starter, and then it's Harburg or Nelson. Now, Harburg's first. He comes in the game first. But it's or Nelson as far as that number 2, number 3 tight end on the depth chart. And Matt Rule said last week, it's Carter Nelson's time with Janier and Bonner getting hurt. I'm curious to see, because Carter's so athletic. He's healthy, coming back from the hip surgeries. I'm curious to see how his role develops this year. I remember in camp at one point, Rule said something about maybe using him as a wide receiver here or there, just because of his athletic ability. And that's how they started him out last year. So I'm curious to see how Carter Nelson develops this year, what his role is along with Harburg. All right, speaking of Lindenmeyer, Rule says he's very pleased with Luke Lindenmeyer. Rule thinks that we should have had more rushing yards, but thinks the offensive line played well. I'll tell you what, there was some holes that I could have driven 3 semis through a couple of times in that game. Now, we also just had a guy in the studio during the last break. He thought one of the Akron players he saw was a linebacker. Turned out he was a defensive tackle. So, with all due respect, not the biggest dudes in the world, but there were some big holes. All right. I was curious about this next part because I had some fans message me. You know what? That's a great cliffhanger. We're going to go to break. We're going to do our last segment. And I was very curious about this next thing that we're going to talk about. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There are great Mexican restaurants all over town, but there is one that is especially worth the drive from any part of town. Tacos Los Hermanos at 70th and Havelock. Cool off this summer with a delicious horchata or other special drinks, and grab one of their famous taco boxes for a group of friends or coworkers to enjoy, full of birria tacos and many other options. Don't forget their great desserts like tres leches, flan, and cheesecake. Get to Tacos Los Hermanos for lunch or dinner today at 70th and Havelock in Lincoln.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all. O Street Carpet. 1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Nebco is hiring CDL drivers for ready-mixed concrete in Lincoln. With 3 plants across the city, there are plenty of opportunities to start or grow your driving career. They offer great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they cover the cost of CDL training. Apply today and receive a $2,500 hiring bonus. Since 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today with ready-mixed concrete. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
Oh, Kansas.
Here we go. If I can have today.
You just don't stop giving, do you?
Green flag, we're underway.
The closest finish in NASCAR Cup Series history. Close to downtown, amazing campgrounds, 3 NASCAR races in one weekend, and it's the playoffs.
God can't drive.
Now you're just showing off. But we're not mad. In fact, we're looking forward to it. NASCAR Playoffs Weekend at Kansas Speedway, September 26th through the 28th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Starter Heyman Jewelers is celebrating 120 years as Lincoln's top choice for fine jewelry. Join us for our anniversary sale going on now through September 14th. Enjoy an exclusive 20 to 75% savings on dazzling diamond jewelry, exquisite rings, and luxury watches. This once-a-year event is our way of saying thank you to a community that has supported us over a century. Come enjoy our lowest prices of the year and celebrate this milestone with us now through September 14th at Starter Heyman Jewelers.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Attention all Wings fans. Buffalo Wings and Rings has daily specials that will make you want to stop in on all days of the week. Kids eat free on Mondays, and on Tuesdays, enjoy 40% off boneless or traditional wings at a price that makes the whole family happy. And come back on Wednesdays for $1.39 chicken tenders all day long. Get to Wings and Rings today, 68th and O, or in Williamsburg Village.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is the Adam Carriker Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Boom! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the final segment of Monday's edition of the Adam Carriker Show. All right. Rule said he got angry emails from people that we didn't punt on the last play. I told you, I was like, I wonder, because I saw people message me about this. Like, I'm going to text Rule, hey, send him out and punt. You know, you need to have him punt in the game. So I'm like, I wonder if Rule got messages. He got angry emails. His parents traveled 9,200 miles and they didn't get to see their son punt. Should we have sent the punter out there for the last play, Jake?
Well, I no thanks to BTN. They covered that for about 6 minutes.
They did.
Of broadcast.
They did.
So I think it's where those emails came from. But by the way, shout out for BTN for showing the light show.
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool. Even as on the TV product.
So you're saying Rule should send some angry emails to BTN because it's their fault?
I think so.
From what I've been told, his parents will be in town for the next couple home games. The odds are at some point we're probably going to punt. Okay. So, all right. I was just curious about that. By the way, the light show was phenomenal. Like, they have taken that thing to the next level. I don't even know what more you can add to that outside of bringing in like a big time singer. Because I told you, it had like Super Bowl halftime-esque type feel to me, minus the singer. Bring in a singer, and it's like the freaking Super Bowl halftime show.
I feel so bad for Akron because they're getting their butt tossed and they look up there and just like, this is the worst day ever for us.
They got to sit there and watch. And then they got the Malcolm Hartzog interception as part of the light show, too.
Cool, yeah.
All right. Says he wants the mentality of the team not wanting to schedule us because we will beat them up. In other words, be the team that nobody wants to play. You always want to be the team that nobody wants to play. All right. Thinks the UNI game, all right, made guys play the brand and not the player. Caused us issues against Illinois, talking about Northern Iowa last year, and then maybe weren't as ready for Illinois. Remember how big that Illinois game was? The first time it was ranked versus ranked because we beat in Colorado. We were ranked. Illinois was ranked. It was a Friday game. I remember Chancellor Brewington and I were doing the pregame show at the Kindler. We were just both like, the feeling around here if we beat Illinois. Oh, and then obviously it didn't happen. But I think he's keeping an eye on that, knowing that we're Akron, Houston Christian, and then frickin' Michigan. And I think he wants to learn from that and prevent anything from that they didn't like a year ago happening again. So I like that he brought that up. Says guys need to find their edge and mindset. I forgot about this. He was pissed at halftime, yelled at the guys during half, says we didn't have a killer instinct, let them drive and almost make a field goal. So when I coach, I don't talk much about the score. It doesn't matter if I'm coaching elementary school kids all the way to high school kids. It does not matter. It does not matter if it's a team or it's a camp. We always play the same. I don't care if we're up 50-0, down 50-0. I don't care if it's 0-0. There is a standard to the way that we play, and that standard is not based on the scoreboard. Now, if you're coaching kids, wins and losses is not everything. At his level, wins and losses is sure an awful lot. Just ask his bank account. My point is, the standard with which you play does not change based on who you were playing or what the score is. In fact, there were games when I remember playing like Western Illinois. And I remember talking to James Harris, the team nutritionist, Friday before. I think that was my first game ever? I think it might have been my first game ever that I was starting. James goes, you getting at least 2 sacks tomorrow, Carriker? Like, the weaker the opponent, the bigger the number better be. And I ended up getting 2 the next day. I was actually mad I didn't get more. That's how I felt. Like, you always find a way to be motivated because the standard of level doesn't play. Whether it's 50-0, 0-0, or you're down 50-0. I don't care if it's Timbuktu you or if it's Michigan. And I think that's what Rule's trying to say here. It says TJ Lateef played with confidence. I think he played really well. The future at the quarterback position of Nebraska football is exciting. Did all the little details. He didn't look like a freshman out there. Says Dylan is pushing TJ to get better as well, helping him go through everything and improve daily. Impressed with how sticky the secondary has been. All right, and We'll have to watch how this story unfolds. Donovan Jones might have earned a black shirt. Potentially. We'll have to look into this more and see what happens. Does Vincent Shavers have one yet? Vincent Shavers have one yet?
I don't believe so.
We'll have to keep an eye on Vincent. We have to keep an eye on Donovan Jones. You got any thoughts on any of this real quick, Jake?
No, that is interesting. Obviously, Donovan Jones has looked really good out there. Another guy that I wanted to bring up and ask you about, because it was kind of his debut, was Cade Petchak, who got the safety there. What did you feel like we saw from number 93? That's a big number to wear for the Husker uniform. In a Husker uniform, I should say.
True freshman. Obviously, I've said it a million times with Dylan last year. You never know what you're going to get, even with Archie as a punter this year, although I feel a little bit safer talking about a freshman punter than a freshman quarterback as far as what you're going to get. Very rarely. The hardest place to start and play early on, especially as a true freshman, is in the trenches. To be physically developed, to be to that level, it usually takes time. One of the things he's got, if you watch this high school film, ridiculous explosiveness off the ball. Just ridiculous. Now, what all comes along with that? How quickly does he develop actual hand moves, club rip, club swim, push, pull, all that stuff? That's what you don't know. You saw a guy with a ridiculous explosive first couple of steps off the ball who was developing quicker and sooner rather than later, and that's exciting, man. All right. Now I'm getting reports that Donovan Jones did earn a black shirt. I don't know if I can report that 100% for sure, but it seems like he did. I'm sure we'll probably know shortly. You'll be on air, so you can announce to the folks with the black shirt, Bach in the black shirt with you and Terrell Farley here soon. All right, real quick look ahead. If you're going off the ESPN matchup predictor, we're not a coach, we're not a player, so we can look ahead and we can do this. Nebraska, 69.5% think that Nebraska will win. 30.5% think Michigan will win. And if we're going to go ahead and look ahead, because we don't have to coach or play on Saturday, Biff Poggi will serve as Michigan's interim head coach during Sharon Moore's 2-game suspension starting Saturday. And it has been confirmed Donovan Jones has a black shirt. Congratulations, my man. All right. We're the early favorite according to ESPN versus Michigan. Thoughts?
Yeah, great job, Sharon Moore. I'm glad you decided to play, go coach that Oklahoma game. It really worked out for you. Now we don't have you ahead of this week against Michigan, Nebraska.
I got nothing to add to that. Bach talking trash. All right, until tomorrow, go Big Red Nose. Remember to throw the bones.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Prashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out